Hare Krishna. करताल में जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 रामा Ram Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. कलियुग पावन श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we are reading from the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, text number 45. This chapter is entitled Contents of the Gita Summarized. So text number 45. Traigunya Vishaya Veda Nistraigunya Bhavarjuna Nirdvandvo Nitya Sattvastho Niryogakshema Atmavan. Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. The Vedas deal mainly with the subject of the three modes of material nature. O Arjun, become transcendental to these three modes. Be free from all dualities and from all anxieties for gain and safety, and be established in the self. Purport. All material activities involve actions and reactions in the three modes of material nature. They are meant for fruitive results, which cause bondage in the material world. The Vedas deal mostly with fruitive activities to gradually elevate the general public from the field of sense gratification to a position on the transcendental plane. Arjun, as a student and friend of Lord Krishna, is advised to raise himself to the transcendental position of Vedanta philosophy, where in the beginning there is Brahma Jigyasa, or questions on the supreme transcendence. All the living entities who are in the material world are struggling very hard for existence. For them, the Lord, after creation of the material world, gave the Vedic wisdom advising how to live and get rid of the material entanglement. When the activities for sense gratification, namely the Karma Kanda chapter, are finished, then the chance for spiritual realization is offered in the form of the Upanishads, which are part of different Vedas. As the Bhagavad Gita is a part of the fifth Veda, namely the Mahabharata. The Upanishads mark the beginning of transcendental life. As long as the material body exists, there are actions and reactions in the material modes. One has to learn tolerance in the face of dualities such as happiness and distress, or cold and warmth, and by tolerating such dualities, become free from anxieties regarding pain and loss. This transcendental position is achieved in full Krishna consciousness when one is fully dependent on the goodwill of Krishna. So we are continuing with our discussion on chapter 2, and this is verse number 45. Forty-fifth verse. Traigunya Vishaya Veda Nistraigunya Bhavarjuna Nirdvandvo Nitya Sattvastho Niryogakshema Atmavan. So Traigunya, three gunas. What are these three gunas? Sattvagun, Rajogun and Tamogun. Or mode of goodness, mode of passion, and mode of ignorance. So so what is the effect of the modes? If someone is under the influence of three modes, that means he is not in his normal position, not free. He is not totally free, because these three modes have the tendency to pull us down to different degrees. Some modes pull us more, some modes pull us less. But each of the modes has the ability to pull us. Just like, for example, we have this gravitational force, right? Force of gravity. So anything you throw up, it will be pulled down. You throw still higher, it will be pulled down. So the modes are like something similar. Drag you down to ground level. But if a satellite has to stay in the orbit, then you have to throw it at a great speed, right? So if you throw at a low speed, then it will go to some height, say 100 meters, and fall back. If you throw at a still higher force, it may go up to 1,000 meters, 10,000 meters. So if you want the satellite to stay in the orbit, then at what force you have to throw it up? What is the force? Some force, right? Which will go beyond the Earth's pull of gravity. है कि नहीं? There is some force beyond which it won't fall down. So according to astronomy, they call it escape velocity. Escape velocity means the velocity with which it will go beyond the Earth's atmosphere, Earth's gravitational pull. So similarly, but anything less than escape velocity means it will fall down to the Earth, any object. So that's the nature of the three modes. It will drag you down. So we need to do something which will take us beyond the pull of the modes. So essentially yoga means you practice some discipline, some spiritual practice which will reduce the pull of the modes. That's why we practice yoga. Any form of yoga. It helps us fight the modes. And anyone who is not practicing any such discipline, they become more and more influenced by the three modes. Anyone who's simply living a life, simply eating, sleeping, enjoying, and do not care about any discipline, any spiritual practice, for such a person, the influence of the three modes is gradually increasing. The lower modes, especially the mode of passion and mode of ignorance, these modes' influence will be more prominent in such people. So therefore, regularly if someone is practicing any discipline of yoga, such a person will have at least less influence of the modes. But our concern is not simply reduced influence. We are interested in no influence. We want to reach a state where there is no influence of the modes. That's what Krishna is telling here. Traigunya Vishaya Veda Nistraigunya Bhavarjuna. Go to a stage of Arjun where there is Nistraigunya. There is no influence of the three gunas. Traigunya. Come above the influence of the three gunas and become Nistraigunya. And that's what Krishna explains in the Gita. Beginning with Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga means you do selfless work. Below Karma Yoga is Karma Kand. You do work because you want to enjoy. Whereas Karma Yoga means you do work for the satisfaction of God. You do whatever you want, but offer the fruits of your work for the pleasure of God. That helps you come out of the influence of the modes. The moment we begin selfless acts, that's where you begin counteracting the influence of the modes. And the more we do selfish acts, you are inviting more and more influence of the modes. So Krishna begins by saying, Karma Yoga, do Karma Yoga. Begin some selfless act. Do it. This battle has been arranged by me. You work. If you work in Karma Yoga for my pleasure, You will benefit and everyone will benefit. Nistraigunya. In this way, you will come beyond the modes. So, this world, the nature of this world is to drag you. The world is influenced by the three modes. Just like, for example, you go to a hospital. Hospital is a place where you will find diseased people, sick people, right? They have some infection. And you go to a hospital to get rid of the infection. But you imagine a person is admitted in the hospital for 10 days, 15 days, 1 month, 1 year, 5 years. So that means he is not taking the treatment properly, right? He's simply continuing a stay. You go to the hospital not to stay there just because there's a nice bed and nice nurses available and you get nice service. You don't go to a hospital to enjoy comfortable life. You go to a hospital so that one day you can come back out of the hospital and enjoy life outside the hospital, right? Or you go to a college for education. Imagine a student goes there, a 3-year course or a 4-year course, but he's inside the college for 10 years or 15 years. कॉलेज से बाहर ही नहीं निकल रहा है वो, मतलब कुछ तो गड़बड़ कर रहा है ना, पास ही नहीं हो रहा है, एग्जाम नहीं दे रहा है. तो वो बोलेगा अरे नहीं, आई हैव नाइस फ्रेंड्स हियर एंड नाइस कैंटीन हियर एंड नाइस other facilities. I don't want to come out of the college. That means he has not understood the purpose of the college. You go to a college, you get degree, information, knowledge, and come back and live a life. College is a temporary place. Hospital is a temporary place. Similarly, this world is like a hospital, like a college. Because if you stay inside the college or hospital, you are not progressing. If you are in a hospital, you are always under attack of other diseases, other patients. So this world is a place of reformation. We have to get cured of our ignorance, our disease. And anyone who is infected with the three modes is in a diseased condition. So hospital is a place where you come out of the infection and come out of the hospital. So therefore Krishna is telling here, Nistrayigunyo Bhavarjuna. You gradually come out of the influence, the infection of the three modes. So here he says, Nirdvandvo Nitya Sattvastho. Dvandva. What is Dvandva? Dvandva means duality. So what are the different dualities we see in this world? Gain and loss, profit and loss. Then you have happiness and misery. Two opposites. Profit and loss, two opposites. Victory and defeat. Then what else? Heat and cold. Right? You are my friend, this person is my enemy. Superior, inferior, high, low. So these are all dualities. So a person influenced by the three modes will always calculate things based on these dualities. Oh, this is profitable, this is loss making. This is good, this is bad. This is right, this is wrong. This is better, this is worse. This kind of calculations all the time. This is my friend. He is going to do me nice. This person is my enemy because he is not nice to me. This is how we evaluate everything in this world. So Krishna says, Nirdvandvo. Go beyond this dvandva calculations. Go beyond these dualities. And Nitya Sattvastho. Always remain in an equipoised situation. Nitya Sattva, always. So therefore, just imagine two people fighting with each other, an argument. Each person saying, I am right, this is the right thing, I did this, and that person did this to me. And if you ask that person, he will say, I am right. This person did all these wrong things to me. So these people can never resolve the fight. But if you involve a third person who is impartial, such a person can look at the situation with proper judgment. Jai Shri Radha Gopinath Bhagwan ki. Such a person can give an impartial judgment without taking sides of anyone, without being influenced by one person's opinion. Similarly, if we are in this world, we tend to look at things subjectively. Oh, this is right, this is good, this is bad, this is profit, this is loss, this is nice, this is not nice, friend and enemy. Because we are too involved in things. But when we come out of it, when we look at the situation without attachment, when you look at from a third angle, from an impartial angle, then we are able to understand that both dono equally bad or both are equally good. Then we can judge the situation nicely. Otherwise, we are always caught up. Ye acha, ye bura, ye acha, ye bura. So nitya sattvastho, nirdvandvo nitya sattvastho. Come out of this attachment, and then you can see things in proper perspective. Otherwise, sometimes we may be right, sometimes we may be wrong. We will always keep fluctuating between right and wrong, good and bad. Therefore, Krishna is advising Arjuna, be detached and don't get too involved in material affairs. We have to involve as much as is essential. But the more you get involved, the more we get caught up in these dualities. And that will make us unhappy. And he says, Nir-yoga-kshema atmavan. Yoga-kshema. Yoga-kshema means profit and loss. Nir-yoga-kshema. Go beyond this calculation of profit and loss. Because that is on an lower level. So Arjuna in the beginning of the battle, beginning of the war, he was thinking, oh, if I fight, then this will happen and that will happen. If I don't fight, this will happen. What is good for me? What is bad? He had many thoughts crossing his mind. And he was unable to come to a decision. So Krishna is telling Arjuna, get out of this calculation of what is profitable, what is not profitable. Do it for a higher cause. Whether it is profitable or not, that's immaterial. Do it for a higher purpose. Nir-yoga-kshema atmavan. And he uses the word atmavan. This is an interesting word, atmavan. Just like we say, dhanvan. Dhanvan matlab one who possesses wealth. Then vidyavan or balavan, strength, strong person. Atmavan means one who possesses atma. That's an interesting term, right? What do you mean by possessing atma? I am the atma. Possess the atma means what? So atmavan means you take charge of yourself. Be aware, be mindful. Mindfulness is a buzzword nowadays. Be mindful and take charge of yourself. Take charge of your emotions. Take control of your senses. So, you also find this term Goswami and Godas in Vedic literatures. Goswami. The Go means senses, Indriya. Goswami means one who has control over the senses. Uncontrolled senses means our senses demand, I want to see this, I want to eat this, touch this, hear this, smell this. And we get carried away by that pull of the senses. We think giving, for satisfying the demands of the senses is happiness. And senses drag us to various sense objects, thinking that we will become happy by indulgence. So Goswami means one who is not carried away by the demand of the senses. Swami, go के ऊपर स्वामित्व प्राप्त किया हुआ व्यक्ति. So one who is not able to control the senses means such a person is Godas, is a servant of the senses, which is not appreciated much. Being servant of the senses. One has to take charge of the senses. So that is similar to saying Atmavan. Take charge of your own self. Take charge of your emotions. Sometimes mind can drive us crazy. Mind will provoke us with various emotions. And we feel, I have to react, I have to respond. Someone insults me, I have to answer back. Someone cheats me, I have to react. Someone does something, I have to immediately respond. Someone writes something and you respond in email immediately. Because we can't wait to release our emotions. So Atmavan means thoughtfully, mindfully reacting to situations. Taking charge of oneself. So our general tendency is, why Krishna is telling here to Arjun, rise above the three modes. Because when a person is under the influence of the three modes, we give value to things that are not of real value. What we value and what is of real value is always not the same. Like in this world, what do we usually value? We value money, wealth, right? We work hard for wealth. We value for possessions, maybe a gadget or clothes, branded shoes, branded clothes. We may value a nice apartment. We work hard for these things. Or even more subtle, we may work hard for name and reputation, prestige in society. What else? We may work hard for some position in my office, my profession, which are all important. Everything is important. But giving value to something more than it deserves is known as attachment. Just imagine, something needs this much attention and you end up giving this much attention. It's considered not so good. Penny wise, pound foolish, they say. You may lose something more valuable by giving too much attention to something less valuable. So, when we realize what is of real value, and when we pursue those things, then we are on the right path. So when there is a misalignment between what I value and what is of real value, then it is called impurity. I am giving worthless things too much worth. And that is due to our attachment. I am attaching too much importance to things that is not of real value. So the more we are under the influence of the three modes, the more there is misalignment between our understanding of valuable things and what actual valuable things are. So scriptures tell us, oh, these are the things of real value. And these are the things which are of less value. But our mind says something else. We have a different conceptions of value and worthlessness. So therefore scriptures tell us. Oh, like in the Gita you find 16th chapter. Trividham narakasyedam dwaram nashanamatmana. Kama krodhas tatha lobhas tasmadeta trayam tyajayit. Krishna says the three gates that lead you to hell. Which are those three? Kam, lust, krodh, anger. Tatha lobha, greed. These three are royal gates to hell, royal road to hell. Tasmad etatrayam tyajet. These three things, Krishna says, one should give up. But in today's time, we find these three are glamorized. Glamorized more than anything else. Someone who is expressing greed for money or for any other possession, that is glamorized as ambition. He may be having whatever essential things he may have. But if someone goes out of the way, breaks all ethics, and tries to acquire somehow by hook or crook, what do you say? Wow, you're really successful. Overly expressing one's sensual desires, that is also glamorized. Sensual depictions in movies and in advertisements, even in our regular talk, that is considered smartness. But Krishna says it is lust and anger. Someone does something to us and we overreact, say all kinds of abusive words, react violently. That is considered courage. Right? But according to the Gita, these are royal road to hell. One should give up. So these qualities we give over importance. We give too much value. And not expressing lust, anger, greed, controlling our emotions and senses. We feel it is timidness. It is a sign of weakness, we think. We are told this is a sign of weakness. Anyone telling anything to you and you don't react? What kind of stupid fellow you are? So where to express our emotion, where to release our anger, where to show our real ambition, what to work for hard, what to strive hard for, these things we need to know from scripture. Not by advertisements, not by movies. Movie propaganda is very misleading. So in the scriptures, we get to know which is of real value, what is of real value. Pursuing spiritual goals, Krishna says, is the real thing. Tasmat shastram pramanante karya vyavastitau. From scripture you know what is karya and akarya, what is to be done, what is not to be done. Pravrittim cha nivrittim cha karya karye bhaya bhaye. What is pravritti? What is the right thing to do? Nivritti, what should be avoided? Bhaya bhaya, what should be feared, what should not be feared? Some things should be feared, some things should not be feared. Bandham moksham, what is bondage, what is liberation? What is more binding, what is liberating? Which actions will lead to bondage, which actions will liberate us? One who is able to discriminate these things, such a person is situated in his intelligence is in the mode of goodness. Buddhi sa partha satviki. That kind of intelligence that is able to discriminate these things is in the mode of goodness. Or in a sense, understanding what is of real value. Even though the propaganda may be, go for this, go for this, go for this. But if scripture says something the opposite, then we go for this. Against all propaganda. So in this verse, in the earlier previous verse, 2.44, it is said that one cannot become happy by pursuing material goals. Bhogaishvarya prasaktanam taya apahrita chetasam. Krishna says anyone who is chasing bhoga and aishwarya, prasaktana, one who is too much occupied with the enjoyment of bhoga and aishwarya, taya apahrita chetan, their minds are deluded. Apahrita, their intelligence is stolen. Hrit, haran, churaya hua. Vyavasayatmika buddhi, such a person can never have vyavasayatmika buddhi, can never have resolute intelligence to focus on one real thing. Samadhau na vidhiyate. Samadhi, such a person can never achieve true happiness, can never stay permanently happy. One who is chasing after bhoga and aishwarya constantly. So therefore, we need to strive for the real thing. Like for example, there is, on the lowest platform, there is sinful life, adharma, where you break all principles. It is considered sinful, adharmic. Above that is dharma, dharmic, moral, ethical, religious. So scriptures talk about, scriptures like Mahabharata and other scriptures tell you, oh, this is adharma, this is sin, this will give you bad reactions. And there are characters like Duryodhan, Shakuni, Karna, who led this kind of life and how they suffered. Or in Ramayana you find Ravan, Kumbhakarna, these characters, who lead a sinful life and suffer. And on the other hand, you have characters like Pandavas, Vibhishan, right? Who lead a pious life, dharmic life, and they flourish. So dharma, adharma, above that dharma, but above that is spiritual. You go beyond the calculations of dharma and adharma. That's what Krishna is telling you. Nistraigunnyo bhavarjuna. So Arjuna also in the beginning was calculating, oh, this is adharmic. Oh, this is dharmic. He thought fighting the war is adharma. And not fighting the war he thought was dharma. Because fighting involves killing people. And not fighting means no killing. So he was calculating these terms. So Krishna says, Nistraigunnyo, don't think in these terms. So the scriptures generally talk about dharma, artha, kama, moksha. It says follow dharma, follow the principles of religion and gain artha. Artha means real valuable, real precious things. Dharmically, religiously, you work and earn real wealth. Such wealth will give you enjoyment. Don't earn wealth anyhow, by hook or crook. Earn wealth religiously, by proper ethics. Such wealth you can enjoy nicely. And using such wealth, calm, you enjoy. You fulfill your desires, fulfill your demands. So that's the general recommendation. But someone is serious. Someone is serious has to go even beyond this. Even beyond dharma and adharma. In fact, in the Gita, 18th chapter, he says, Krishna says, Sarva dharman paritij. Reject all these things. Come to a more higher stage. Higher stage means anything that will give us pure love of God. Dharma is good for general people. But if you want love of God, then sometimes you may have to break all these principles also. Like in the Mahabharata, you find the story of the war. During the war, Battle of Kurukshetra, there was this fight between Dronacharya and the Pandavas. And Dronacharya was fighting very, very severely. He was killing a lot of people on the Pandava side. Many thousands of people were getting killed. And they didn't know how to tackle Dronacharya. So several days passed, and Dronacharya was destroying the Pandava army like anything. And they were worried, Pandavas were worried, how to stop him? It's impossible to stop him. So then Krishna proposed a solution. What was the solution? Tell Dronacharya that Ashwatthama is dead. So Dronacharya is very attached to his son, Ashwatthama. If Dronacharya hears this news that his son Ashwatthama is dead, then he will lose all interest in fighting. Someone has to go and tell that Ashwatthama is dead. The battlefield is huge. So who is fighting where? Not everyone gets to know immediately. But then, so Yudhishthira thought, but Ashwatthama is alive. He is not dead. How can we tell a lie? Just because we want to win the war. Krishna said, okay. But then this is the only way you can win. You can tackle Dronacharya. Otherwise, you continue. And very soon Dronacharya will finish your army and then you can go home. But if you want to win, if you want to keep some hope, then this is the only solution. So Yudhishthira thought, what to do? Should I tell a lie? Should I not tell a lie? So Bhima heard this suggestion from Krishna. You know what he did? There was one huge elephant named Ashwatthama. And he went and gave him a nice slap. And the elephant fell dead. एक झापड़ में एक गदा मार दिया, he fell dead. And he announced loudly, Ashwatthama is dead. Ashwatthama dead. Ashwatthama dead. So Dronacharya heard this in the corner somewhere. And he thought, really? Ashwatthama is dead? Ashwatthama cannot be killed so easily. He is not an ordinary warrior. But is he dead? So how to find out whether Ashwatthama is dead? So he went to a few people. They, I don't know. He thought, okay, let me ask Yudhishthira. Yudhishthira will never speak a lie. If he says Ashwatthama is dead, then Ashwatthama is dead. So he comes to Yudhishthira. He's about to come to Yudhishthira. And Yudhishthira is saying, Dronacharya is coming to me. And Krishna had told Yudhishthira, this is the time. If you speak the truth, then the war will continue. And very soon the war will end. You will be defeated. But if you want to save the day, just say Ashwatthama is dead. So Yudhishthira is confused. Should I follow the religious principle of speaking only the truth? Or should I break the religious principle? Because Krishna is saying this. Krishna is ordering. What do you think Yudhishthira did? So Dronacharya came finally and asked Yudhishthira, is it true that my son Ashwatthama is dead? Yudhishthira said, Ashwatthama hataha narova kunjarova. Ashwatthama is dead. But human or animal? Human or elephant? That human or elephant, he spoke very softly. Ashwatthama hataha, he said loudly. Narova kunjarova. हल्के से बोल दिया, which he didn't hear. Dronacharya didn't hear. So Dronacharya took it as confirmation. Ashwatthama is dead. And he lost all interest in fighting. If Ashwatthama is dead, then there is no point in fighting. And he dropped his... he was fighting, but he had no interest. He was like ritualistically, ऐसे कुछ तो shoot कर रहा था arrows. And very soon, they were able to defeat. Because he lost interest, then Drishtadyumna comes and fights with him and kills him. So the point is, Yudhishthira. What Yudhishthira did is right or wrong? That's a big question. Debatable topic. How could Yudhishthir speak a lie for his selfish purpose to win the war? This is not right. Right. So Yudhishthir had two options. Whether to remain a moralist, a very nice, honest, truth-speaking person in the eyes of the world, or I don't care about the opinion of the world, but Krishna is ordering me, so I follow. And this is the test we all will face. Should I remain good in the eyes of the people? Or I don't care, but God or someone superior is ordering me to do something which may not give good reputation to me in the world, but because it is the right thing, I follow. That's where we actually transcend the three modes. Traigunya Vishaya Veda, what Krishna is telling Arjuna. So there is good, there is bad, there is good, there is transcendence, which is beyond the calculation of good and bad. Sometimes good can be an impediment to achieve transcendence because we are too attached to the good, following the rules, religion, and this and that. But sometimes, if we want to rise higher, then we have to transcend. Just like, to give an example, so there is traffic laws we have, and everyone is expected to follow the traffic laws. You're driving, you have to stop at the signal, green, yellow, red. है? So anyone who breaks the laws, usko receipt आएगा, chit मिलेगा, fine. So everyone is expected to follow. But imagine a dacoit, a robber, thief. He is stealing something and running away. He is breaking all traffic rules and is running. And उसके पीछे पुलिस लगा है. So the thief broke the signal and he ran, and पीछे police. Should the police follow the traffic rule or break the traffic? The police sees red light. Should he stop there or should he brake to catch the thief? Brake. But then braking is not allowed. You are supposed to follow. So for a higher cause, right, to prevent future violence, future misbehavior, occasionally, only in emergency situations, the police is allowed to break the signal so that he can catch the thief and arrest him and put him in jail. After that, the police cannot break the law, saying, "अरे एक बार allow किया तो हमेशा break करते बैठेंगे हम." Only in that situation. Similarly, sometimes when a higher authority sanctions, okay, now you give up this attachment to following only the truth to Yudhishthir. Yudhishthir was always speaking the truth. But in this exceptional situation, Krishna told him, speak a lie. So if Yudhishthir would have spoken the truth, that would have been violence. Speaking the truth would have been violence. And speaking a lie was the right thing to do. Similarly, Arjun's case also. When he was fighting with Karna, both are following the rules. There is Kshatriya rules of war, they were following. But then at one point of time, Karna's chariot got stuck in the earth. So Arjun stopped fighting because the opponent is in a helpless situation. You can't fight according to the rules. So Arjun waited so that Karna could reposition himself. So Krishna said, what happened, Arjun? Why did you stop? So Arjun said, वो ठीक पोजीशन में है नहीं, इसका chariot टूट गया है. So what? Krishna asked. But this is the rule, right? Arjuna asked. These are the rules of war. How can I break the rule? So Krishna was laughing. Acha. So now you remember the rules. Where was the rule? So Karna also said, yeah, Krishna, don't do anything. Arjun, don't do anything. Let me just pick up my chariot. I'll be ready. Give me a few minutes. I'll be ready. This is against the rules to fight now. So Krishna, Acha, now you remember the rules, huh? Where was your rules when Draupadi was being insulted in the Kuru assembly? Where was the rule? Where was your rule when Abhimanyu was killed? You all guys came together and killed Abhimanyu, right? Breaking the rules. तभी याद नहीं आएगा धर्म के बारे में. So many things you did in the war. That time no rules. Suddenly now you are remembering the rules. So Arjuna also got fired up. Then he took an arrow, shot at Karna and killed Karna. So some situations when higher authorities are sanctioning, then you break the rule for a higher purpose. So that's what Krishna is telling here. Traigunya Vishaya Veda Nistraigunya Bhava Arjuna. Don't be attached to your following the rules all the time. Sometimes you may have to break for a higher purpose. You come above. When to stick to the regulations, when to transcend the regulations. Scripture has to sanction it. The authorities, spiritual authorities have to sanction it. That's how we come beyond the modes. So we'll stop here. If anyone has any comment or question, we can take. Yeah. So should we remain in Sattvagun or should we rise above Sattvagun? That is the question. So Sattvagun is good. Among the three modes, Sattvagun is the best. But Sattvagun is also risky. In the sense, one can never remain permanently in Sattvagun. Because every guna is always attacked by other gunas. So even someone who is in Sattvagun, he will be sometimes attacked by the mode of Rajo and Tamo. So it is always unstable. Therefore, one is advised to come above. And that's why we practice the yoga, especially in this age. The Bhakti Yoga principles are very effective. It takes you faster above the influence of the modes. So when we chant, when we sing in Kirtan, these are all powerful Bhakti Yoga principles, methods by which we instantly come above the modes. And if we can always stay in that mood of remembering Krishna, chanting and singing His holy names, then we constantly remain above the modes. So there is this Gita course coming up next week, April 2021, Saturday, Sunday. If anyone is interested to enroll for this course, please contact our Alpesh Prabhu who is standing there. And you can register online or register here itself. So this covers the basic concepts of the Gita in 3 sessions. All the important themes and topics of the Gita are covered. So you all can take advantage of this facility. Hare Krishna. There is another course for young students called Discover Yourself. That is also going to start next week, Saturday, Sunday. Hare Krishna. Yeah, there is a counter there, Youth Corner, where you can register. Hare Krishna.